Good evening. This is the KTLA News at 4. I'm John Fenolio.
And I'm Annie Rose Ramos, in for Samantha Cortese. All right, we begin with breaking news over in Lancaster. That is where a vehicle fire spread to propane tanks. And as you can see up there, it looks like dozens of them.
That's right. Let's get to Gil Levis in Sky 5 with detail.
John and Annie Rose, the fire department on scene. It's LA County Fire fighting this fire, wanting to put water on the stack of propane tanks. Want to put the fire completely out because they want all that the residual propane off from all those tanks. But as I zoom in here, you can see how massive the pile of these propane are. In fact, let me come in a little closer and show you that the fire is not just burning on the surface, burning below the top of tanks here. Now that has sparked something to explode and go high up in the air. In fact, we can see some of them that have already exploded. They're scattered throughout this yard. Now, again, this is the 42,500 block Street East, Lancaster. I can tell you that we looked at the signage of, and it's a JSA company here. It's a very large lot here. There's a couple of homes in the most area here. Is where the fire is burning now. Right next door, on the other side of the fence here, this would be the south side of the property. There's some fire here. Now, it's unclear if the fire started there and spread into the tanks here or vice versa, but a couple of big rigs have burned in this. And I can also tell you, as I tilt up here, so all the way over to this structure here and was actually catching it on fire. The fire department has put that out. So that's right now for firefighters is to keep the fire keep it cooled off and also keep it away from structures like this that are inside the property. Want those fire as well. So it might be a long battle here as they allow this propane to burn off this huge tank that I mean, it's over 1,000 tanks that are this pile here that continue to burn right now. This power department doing what they can to keep cool and keep it continuing. Area. That's the latest overhead up in Sky 5 studio.
Gil, you know, we were talking to Dave Dick from LA County Fire, said that 45 firefighters there on the scene, that their strategy right now letting burn out. But just you gave us a look at some of the that had exploded earlier on. This looks like dozens, but as you mentioned very well, more than 100, if not 100. You were pointing out propane tanks and really gone the distance there from where that fire is based. Can you show that to us?
Yeah, Annie Rose, there's the this is the east property that's on fire. I can tell you that that is a construction company property there, a large property there. You can see some of the tanks that have scattered towards the west. In fact, all the way over here, there's a couple of tanks near the west side of the property. It's a little hard to see that right there, but again, it has gone quite a distance. We're talking cells going high in the sky, 50 to 100 feet, if not more, at a time. So that's why you see those different directions, like in this lot here. Yeah, right now we haven't seen any go at least explode in, but at this point, that's what's happening here in Lancaster. Back to you in the studio.
All right, Gil, thank you. We'll check back as necessary. New at 4, a crime Thanksgiving Day. 76-year-old woman is burglarized. The crime in beloved dog dead.
The says the way we good money and priceless family valuable.
And make matter, victim's dog was later found dead. KTLADT live in Covina with details and reaction from the devastated owner. Lindsay.
John and Annie Rose, the grandmother who this happened to has lived in this neighborhood for over 3 years, always felt safe making thing like this to her.
They took everything.
Right. Unfortunately, we're technical difficulties with that story and be able to bring it to you a little bit later. But bottom line, Gambler's house was robbed last. Give some between came home after having dinner with her family to find that her house had been ransacked with jewelry, including her wedding ring, dollars that she was using to use for mortgage payment, and sadly, her dog Rocky, a boxer who she'd had for the last several years, was nowhere. Fortunately, the family received word from the police later that evening that Rocky had been found on the road and he'd been hit by a car. His injuries were to survive and he passed away. It was an emotional day talking to them. Right now, they're just hoping police collect as much evidence as possible. Worse, prints on the window that they broke to get in the house yesterday, so they're hoping can lift some things from there and whoever is responsible. Again, we're hoping to that's for you out those technical difficulties. The family has started a GoFundMe for, and Monica has lived here for much of her life. Link our website. KTLADT.com and send it back to you guys in studio.
Lindsay, you developing the charges against the Afghan accused of shooting guard members, killing one another.
Yeah, prosecutors will charge the suspect with murder for the 20. Sandra Mitchell joins live from the KTLA News Center with the details. Hey, Sandra.
Hi. That 29-year-old hospitalized. He has gunshot wounds and he will face murder charge. Shooting now prompting President to review policies.
The tragic shooting in Washington, D.C. now triggering changes to U.S.
We have national security priority than ensuring that we have full control of people that enter and remain in our country. For the most part, we don't want them.
President Trump announcing he will pause all immigration cases from Afghanistan and ordering increased screening for from 19 high-risk. The action comes after news emerged about shooting suspect 29-year-old Ramana Lakanwal in the U.S. since 2021. He worked along his troops fighting the Taliban in his home country.
There is confirmation now that the sub-relationship in Afghanistan with partner forces. We are fully investigating that aspect of his background as well.
In his social post overnight, the president criticized immigration policy. This refugee burden is the leading cause of dysfunction in America. Also today, U.S. Attorney General Jeanine Pirro moving forward with plans to charge the gunman with 6 different crimes, including murder.
You picked the wrong target, the wrong city, and the wrong country. we stand behind them and we support them and we're praying for them.
The stepped-up charges came just hours after a vigil for 20-year-old Sarah Beckstrom, a Guard member from West Virginia. Beckstrom died at a Washington, D.C. hospital after being shot in Wednesday's terror attack. The other victim, 24-year-old Andrew Wolf, also of West Virginia, remains in critical condition. The governor of that state today says he's been with the grieving families of both Guard members.
They have a love of their state and their country, and they believed in the mission. And so I think there are a lot of people, as there's a lot of struggling going on right now, there is a lot of positivity in terms of the spirit to lift Sarah's soul up and also to root for Andrew.
President Trump says he is considering attending the funeral for Guard member Sarah Beckstrom, though no plans have been. Live in News Center, I'm Sandra Mitchell. Annie Rose, John, back to you.
Sandra, thank you. President Trump says he is canceling all executive orders signed by AutoPen and anything else that was not directly signed former President Joe Biden. The president posting on social media saying in part that any document signed by Biden with AutoPen is, quote, hereby terminated and of no further effect. According to the American Presidency Project, President Biden signed 162 executive orders during his presidency. It's unclear how many were auto. It is not uncommon for presidents to former presidents' executive orders. The AutoPen is not allowed to be used if approval is not specifically given the president. Or the Justice Department under the George W. Bush administration said the president can legally use the AutoPen to sign bills and executive orders.
And 8 more arrests have been made in connection to the devastating apartment complex fire in Hong Kong. That's in addition to 3 construction company executives taken earlier this week on suspicion of negligence. Meanwhile, the death toll has risen to 128 people lost fire, with as many as 200 others still missing after burning more than 40 hours. The fire is now out. It spread rapidly due to bamboo scaffolding and highly flammable foam panels. No word yet on what sparked the flames, but officials say alarms in the complex were not functional.
UPS is grounding a fleet of planes for at least several months after the deadly crash in Kentucky, taking them during the busy holiday rush. The planes will